back to Junk Trunk. My name's Gemma and I'm one of the project managers at CCC. Today I'm going to be using some of the recycling that I've been saving up for a wee while to make some percussion instruments. Now percussion is basically anything that you hit, you scrape or you shake. So what can I do with what I've got here? I've got mostly tubs and some tins, so I'm thinking with the tubs they make great drums and I could put together a mini drum kit. I think that would be really cool. With my cardboard tubes here I'm thinking a guiro, which is a Latin percussion instrument. It's usually wooden with some ridges, some grooves that you can scrape, so I think that would be really cool. With my tin cans, I've got some of different sizes and I think they're going to make some great go-go bells, which are used in samba music. They're really funky. So they're really cool. A shaker is a classic, really easy to do, so fill this with something and make that sound good. Obviously decorate everything as well to make it look a bit prettier. And the other thing I can show you as well is what to do with some spare glass bottles, which you just fill with different levels of water, and that will give you a tuned percussion instrument. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my drum kit idea, and I've had a wee look through all the tubs that I collected and I've chosen these as my favourite ones, and they're all slightly different sizes, which gives a variety in sound basically. So let's have a wee listen. So that sounds quite nice. Being the biggest one, I'm going to choose this one as my bass drum. So I'll pop that down there. Hopefully you can see. My smallest one in contrast, that sounds quite good. So that makes sense to be my small tom-tom. I'm going to place that on there like that eventually. This one a bit bigger, so a bit deeper. My next tom-tom. This one I will choose as my floor tom, which is a bit deeper again. Now this one is a wee bit different. This one I'm going to make my snare drum. And what I've done is I've just cut a tub of soup in half and I've taped some, I don't know if you can see, some spaghetti to the bottom of that. Now that's not totally random, I'll explain why in a second. The snare drum is a wee bit different to the other drums. This is my real one. So if I spin this round, you can see the snares at the bottom here. These metal strips that create a nice rattle sound. So that was the idea behind the spaghetti, that's what I'm trying to recreate there. So it's usually best to start with the decoration first. It's a bit easier to do that before you put things together. So I'm going to keep mine really simple. I've got some different coloured paper here that I'm going to wrap around, make little collars out of, wrap them around the tubs to give them a bit of a lift. So I'll start with that first. And here I have my drum kit looking a little bit more together now. So the decorating's been done, I've taped things together. The other two things you might have spotted that are new now are the cymbals, so I'll tell you what I've done there. I've taken the tin can lid and I have put 2 holes into the centre with a drill, so just be careful. I've threaded through some string and this helps suspend it, so this is going to give it a better sound, it's going to vibrate better and let that ring a bit, so that's good. Tin cans of different sizes obviously produce slightly different sounds. This one is my favourite one. It's also got a ring pull on it, which is quite handy, so you can use that to suspend if you like. But again, I've just popped some string here. That's really nice. I like that one. Great cymbal. Okay, and to suspend them and hold them in place on stands, what I've done here is I've taken a little bit of garden rod, just a bit of a stick basically, that I've snapped, popped the 2 bits together here like this at the top, just tape them. To support it at the bottom, I've gone with Play-Doh, which you probably have some at home. If not, blue tack, something sticky like that will work, or you can figure out something that works for you that might be a bit sturdier. The longer the Play-Doh sits out and dries for, the better it supports. So those are my stands. And to play it with, I've got some chopsticks. You could use cutlery, so a spoon or something like that, to give it a bash. Okay, so if I can go back to our guiro idea for a minute, I've got my cardboard sheet this time, my old kitchen roll holder. Two wee simple steps to this one. Paint it first of all, so it looks a bit cooler than this. So I've gone for a nice bright orange. And the next step is to cut in your ridges or your grooves to get that classic guiro sound. So if I spin this way and show you. I've used a sharp knife, so make sure you get a grown-up's help with this bit. You could use scissors as well, just to cut in some ridges. Try and keep them nice and even and all the way down if you can. So that gives you extra playing surface basically. If you rough up the edges too, that really helps just to separate things and make those grooves really distinct so you can hear your sound a bit better. I've gone for tiger stripes because I just thought it lended itself to being stripy. So here I've got my teaspoon, let's just give it a bash, shall we? Pretty good. Right, so the next thing I've got to do are my go-go bells. So all I've done so far here is I've taken 2 tin cans of different sizes. I have taken their labels off. I did that by soaking them in water. Nothing worse than picking at stubborn labels, so that's what I did. The edges are sharp, please be aware. What you could do is tape around the edge just to make sure there are no injuries. We don't want that. So that's step 1. Step 2 is moving on to the decorating, so making it look a little bit funkier. What I've used is acrylic paint, and I've just kept it really simple with nice stripes but nice vibrant colours as well, because if you remember, these are samba instruments, so basically we want to bring that carnival vibe to our decorating a little bit. So that's what I've done. You'll also have noticed I've actually constructed it, so I've put them together. The way I've done that is with 2 lollipop sticks. So 1 taped to the inside of each, first of all, needs quite a bit of tape to secure it down. I've then lined the tins up with their open ends, so they're level. And I've taped the lollipop sticks together as well. And just for a little bit of added security, I've got an elastic band around the middle here as well, so nothing's going to go anywhere. So that's that. Decoration wise, I think I can still do more. So with those pipe cleaners that I found, there's a neat little trick you can do with these. If you take a pencil, wrap it round like this, and you get a nice little wave. Goes all curly whirly, and that's going to look really pretty, I think, taped to the edges here, so I'm going to do that around the edge. The other thing to jazz up the bottoms of the cans here, I'm going to use some of the cut up bits of paper that I had left over from decorating my drums. So again, think with your decoration you can actually get that recycling element in there too, so it's always good to reuse what you can. Now let's actually have a little listen, shall we? Okay, so next up is my simple shaker. So I've taken my empty gravy tub from earlier, and with its nice blue lid I've decided to match that around the edge with coloured paper, and I've stuck on some glittery hearts because you can't go wrong with glitter. I have chosen this particular tub because it has a handy lid, which is excellent. Now all I need to do to make my shaker is to fill it with something. So I've got a few different options here. I'm going to start with macaroni, so some dry pasta, which my daughter helped me paint on another day, which was really nice. So it's particularly lovely pasta. There we go. Now I'm not filling it up much, maybe just a quarter full or so, it doesn't need much at all. Lid goes back on, and let's have a listen. Yeah, that's nice and clear, nice strong sound, I like that. Okay, and for a bit of contrast now, I'm going to go for the rice in the middle here, using my funnel just so I don't make a mess. Oh, the funnel sounds good as well, doesn't it? Lid back on. Let's listen to this one. Yeah, that's a classic sound. That sounds really good. That's very shaker-like. So rice is a good one. Tip that back out for now. And then the other thing I thought I would try, just to be a little bit different, is some black peppercorns I've got here. Let's just put a few of those in. Give that a whirl. So yeah, that's different again. I really like that one too. So it's just all about experimenting with different sounds that you might have in your kitchen. So that could be other dry ingredients that keep for a while, like lentils or oats even, things like that. Another way you could make a shaker as well is with a plastic bottle with a lid. You just fill that up. Or perhaps you might have a couple of paper cups. You could fill 1 cup with your chosen material, decorate it as well first of all, and then pop the other one on top, seal it around the middle, and then you're good to go. Right, so the last thing that I want to show you before we go is the basic idea behind your tuned percussion instrument, which is using glasses. Now what I recommend you do is save up some empty glass bottles because they're the best for this job, especially if they have lids on the top. That's great for saving any spillages happening. I don't have any, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to use my drinking glasses just to show you what I mean. Now, I've got different levels of water in each glass and a wee handy jug just to help top up. So this is about just listening and experimenting with the different levels of water to create different pitches. Now let's have a listen to this first one that has the most water inside. Now that's really quite low, and I'll tell you why. The more water that's in it, the vibrations from me tapping the side are slower when there's more water inside. And again, when I tap this one and I create a vibration and sound waves through the water, those are happening much quicker, so it sounds higher. And that's the basic science behind it, okay? So we can make, I've got a rough scale here, first 5 notes of a scale anyway. If you can find 8 bottles, that'd be great, then you have an octave and you've got more to play with. But I'm just going to demonstrate with my 5 here that I have. So have a listen to this. That sounds nice, doesn't it? And the other thing you can do, just to spice things up a little and make it look really cool as well, if you've got any food colouring hiding at the back of your cupboard or your fridge somewhere, you can pop some in to each of the different glasses to create different colours. So if you've got primary colours as well, then you've got the ability to make lots of different ones. So primary colours being red, blue and yellow, I should be able to make a variety of different colours here. So let's give the red one a go first. I'm going to make my largest one red. Bit more. A wee swirl. Let that settle. That's going to look good, I think.
Not one like what the blue one looks like.
Does it look good too?
Yeah.
This one is new, so I have to crack into this one. This one is yellow.
Ooh.
My favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. What makes green?
Yellow and blue.
Fab! Yellow and blue. Let's give that a bash. Right.
I want to put some yellow in there.
If I put yellow in here too, do you think it will go a bit more like green?
Yeah.
Should we try?
Have a look.
Okay, look. Yay!
It's green.
I think I'm going to make this one just blue on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is looking good. And my last one, oh, this is new as well. Can I get open? Oh,
What colour is it?
It's your favourite.
Pink.
Yes.
And
Except for I
that's
can't
your
open it.
favourite. Oh, I don't get this one. Pink. Oh dear. I think think you'll need some scissors to cut the lid off.
Do you think so? My hands are just a bit slippy, so here we go. Pink. Woo! How nice is that?
Nice.
And that looks a lot snazzier now. Shall I play them again? At the end. Let's play again. Ready? And we're done. So I've shown you 5 different percussion instruments that you can make at home. So hopefully you'll want to go away and have a shot now yourselves. We've done the mini drum kit. We've got a go-go bells. How fabulous do they look now? We've done a shaker, our guiro, and our xylophone too. Fab. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to hand you back to Owen for the next one, and Emma and Una will follow with some more tricks up their sleeves too. So thanks again. Bye.